See ya.
What a show-off. You're so reckless, you know that?
Persona 5 is a game overflowing with style. From bold menus that leap off the screen to the pop and lock of scene transitions that carry the player around a colourful Tokyo, it's a game about youthful exuberance and the power that lies within it. But its beauty isn't just skin deep. Persona 5's gameplay systems evolve and coalesce over its 80+ hours to deliver a confidently executed role-playing experience that is not only satisfying, but worth the almost decade-long wait since Persona 4. Like its predecessors, Persona 5 is part social simulator, part dungeon crawler. By day, you're a normal, everyday high school student, busy taking classes and hanging out with friends. But by night, you are the leader of the Phantom Thieves, a ragtag troupe of idealistic teenagers that infiltrate a parallel reality called the Metaverse. Here, the corrupted hearts of adults have manifested as palaces, and the Phantom Thieves must find and steal treasures within them to reform their marks, and by extension, society. Together with your friends, you infiltrate the metaverse, where personas, physical representations of people's personalities, are used to fight with elemental attacks. Exploiting a weakness elevates battles from turn-based slapsies to a flurry of crushing combos. Hitting an enemy's weakness will give you an additional turn, and once they're all keeled over, you can launch an all-out attack and watch as they are sliced and diced until they burst into a shower of blood. Even though you see it hundreds of times, it never stops being cool.
Beat him up!
And don't come back!
The combat in Persona 5 pulls together some of the best elements from previous games and has been streamlined into an experience that sings. Negotiations from early Shin Megami Tensei and Persona games add another satisfying wrinkle. After downing enemies, you can demand items, money, or a monster's allegiance, but what you get depends on your gift of the gab. This reworked system let me reap the benefits I needed at that point in my playthrough. While grinding, I'd use an all-out attack to earn more XP. In a pinch, I'd demand an item. It's much more useful than Persona 3 and 4's random pickings from Shuffle Time. The palaces are the best dungeons the series has ever had. They are intricate, striking locations that unravel as you explore them, each varying in size, scope, and gameplay opportunities. One is a rat maze filled with locked doors and looping hallways, another is a giant safe that you need to crack, and one is a crumbling pyramid filled with walking mummies. They feel almost like different worlds from a Mario game, each uniquely themed and cycling through gameplay ideas like cards in a Rolodex. As Phantom Thieves, you sneak through halls, darting between cover and jumping over obstacles before ambushing an unsuspecting enemy, and it feels really satisfying when it works. Although you're encouraged to take enemies out sneakily, doing so is made difficult by the game's uncooperative camera, which often restricts your view while in stealth. As a result, clambering over obstacles is unnecessarily finicky, while I found myself accidentally darting headfirst into a shadow far too often because the camera betrayed me at the last second. Persona 5 has a hefty runtime, and while enemies feel well matched for the majority, the gameplay has some pacing issues towards the end. Insta-kill attacks combined with long stretches of mini-boss after mini-boss without a save point mean that the latter stages can sometimes feel more frustrating than enjoyable. I've been wiped out half an hour into a fight on multiple occasions, and to be honest, I'm still a little bit bitter. But palaces are just one part of the metaverse. For those that enjoy the grind, there's Mementos, society's joint palace, which takes the form of Tokyo's subway system. This area is long, with many procedurally generated levels spiraling down towards a mysterious, seemingly unreachable core. It would feel like a monotonous job were it not for the fan site, a website where members of the public can leave messages of support, or memes. Fansite users can suggest people they think deserve a change of heart. These are figures that aren't quite evil enough to have their own palace, but who are still misbehaving enough to spawn a mini-boss within Mementos. These side stories are mere tasters, bite-sized chunks of justice that you can dole out at your leisure while grinding for experience. Persona 5 creates a rewarding synergy between its social simulator and dungeon crawling by making everyday activities in the former empower you in the latter. With limited time in each day and a constant deadline to steal treasures by, it's up to the player to prioritize after-school and weekend activities. Character attributes such as knowledge, proficiency, and guts can be improved by studying, working in part-time jobs, or watching DVDs. In turn, these enable you to build deeper bonds with other characters to strengthen yourself and your cause. Persona games live and die on characterization as much as the RPG mechanics that underpin the gameplay, and in that respect the latest entry delivers a cast that is lovable, quirky, and nuanced in equal measure.
I will put my heart and soul into creating the best nude painting ever!
What?
Although the main group neatly fits into classic anime archetypes initially, over time everyone reveals the baggage they carry, and your affection for them grows as a result. I love that you really had to invest time and effort into each character to crack their personality and work through their pain together. These characters, including my favourites Morgana, the treasure-obsessed talking amnesic cat, and Futaba, the hacker with extreme social anxiety, grow and change as you spend more time with them, going from mechanical tools that you engage with to strengthen their personas to real people that you can identify and sympathise with. By the time the credits rolled, I felt like I was leaving behind friends I'd known for years.
I heard that Ryuji's pretty much failed his exams. Oh?
Mona, you little...
More than any entry in the series before it, Persona 5 manages to make the mundane not only an essential part of its gameplay loop, but also fun at the same time. Atlus has perfected the back and forth investment and reward dynamic between the game's two parts, the real world and the metaverse, to a point where even doing laundry is gratifying. And how many games can you say that about?
And finished.
Persona 5 deals with complex subject matter and really doesn't shy away from dark, even uncomfortable story beats. A constant theme of the game is oppression and injustice, using personal hardships and the pressures of modern-day society to explore how the actions of the older generation affect the future of the youth. But there's also an optimism to it all. Its cast approaches intricate issues with a clarity and gusto that can only be born from teenage naivety, and there's a refreshing, cathartic quality to being part of that. Narratively and thematically, Persona 5 has the potential to overwhelm, but the writing does a fantastic job of eliminating unnecessary exposition to make sure the important story arcs are clear and that everyone is on the same page. Even with the heavy subject matter, little jokes and Easter eggs mean the mood never becomes overbearing. At every turn, Persona 5 presents something to marvel at, whether it's the fluid combat, vibrant world, or the many memorable characters. It's a game that I could continue to talk about for hours. I haven't mentioned the ability to connect to the Thieves Guild and see how other players spent their day, or the thumping acid jazz-infused soundtrack that I've not been able to get out of my head. But that just encapsulates why Persona 5 is a game that shouldn't be missed. It's stuffed to bursting point with interesting mechanics and presentation flourishes. There's an overwhelming level of artistry poured into every part of it, making Persona 5 a truly landmark entry in the series. It's a refined, effortlessly stylish RPG that will be talked about for years to come.